Good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing? Thanks for tuning in. I'm Jenny, for those of you who know me, and for those of you who are new to my channel, welcome to my channel. So I'm going to be talking about what is coming up every day. How can you guys react to these certain energies in a really positive way? Like I purposely book my appointments and schedule around these cosmic events. Because when you do that, you will see that things will work better for you and come in more in alignment with you. Even I had an appointment this morning that I had to go to that I was so freaked out. And my dear friend Tony took me to the appointment, and I'm like, oh my God, today, this is so awesome. I'm so happy it's today. So, of course, I was still nervous going to the appointment. I'm like, oh my God, I don't know what to expect. But because it was more in the cosmic alignment with the specific day, it actually went really well. And I'm like, thank you, Spirit. I'm so truly grateful and always grateful for my friend, Tony. So, this is why I do these cosmic vibes videos, because if you work with these energies, it will help your day. It will help you book certain things where it can go a lot easier for you. Of course, things come up, right, that we all have to deal with. Now, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button if you want to get video content and notifications and so on and so on. I'm going live on YouTube every month here offering free clairvoyant psychic readings. So, how are you guys going to find out? By tuning in right here. Follow me on Instagram, Jenny G Cousins. I'll follow you back, for goodness sakes. So we are moving into Halloween this week. We're going to be talking about events, how you're going to be feeling, how to work through it, what's happening every single day energetically. The 25th of October to the 31st of October. Like November, we're almost at the end of this year. Like, oh my gosh, right? So, how many of you guys celebrate Halloween? How many of you guys go out for Halloween? If you guys are going out or to like a costume party, let me know what costume you guys are using and you're wearing. Let me know what it'll say a lot. It really says a lot. So let me know. It's time to have some fun, release that inner child and everything like that. Um, why not, right? I'm not doing anything on Halloween. I might buy just a tiny bit of chocolate. Maybe, maybe not, right? So I might just leave that until a different day. But I'm just saying, you guys have some fun. So we are also in the pre-shadow of Mercury retrograde that had started already. When we are in this pre-shadow that started on October 21st, that goes up to the 9th of November. And then once the 9th of November hit, we have full-blown Mercury retrograde. So what that means is this is the time now for you to really pay attention to anything that's not working, like electronics, especially. If you're like, wow, why is my television, let's say, wow, that's acting really weird or whatever. Certain things like that, get it checked, get it fixed, make sure you're backing up files, make sure you're doing all of those things, because Mercury retrograde, this pre-shadow, can be actually worse than the actual retrograde as it is. So this is the time when people from the past come back. It's that opportunity to maybe forgive someone. Maybe you want to apologize to someone. You can get exes coming back from the past. Sometimes it's best just to kind of leave them exes in the past. Or you guys might want to resolve certain situations as well. So it gives you that time to reset things. And what you are working on now during this pre-shadow of Mercury retrograde, you're going to see that continue in the actual retrograde. So this is why I would completely take advantage of this energy right now and get certain things done, right? Like an appointment I had, just as I just talked about that my friend Tony took me to. It was a health related appointment that they said, you're not going to have to drive home, Jenny. And I'm like, okay, all right, okay. However, You know, I very well could see those results coming in Mercury retrograde officially, and I can be like, wow, deal with health issues during the retrograde, deal with it. Because when you deal with health issues during the retrograde, it can work in your favor. Things can get resolved and attended to, maybe that are going to be like, you know what, this is a good thing you came and saw us now, or got this looked at or resolved, like whatever it is. So, any health problems, wellness, that you're like, I don't know about, get it checked, book your appointments, book your appointments. That's why I preset certain appointments. Totally take advantage of this pre-shadow and Mercury retrograde. Do it. You guys you'll see, like, things will work out much better for you. So make sure that whenever you're sending a message to somebody, make sure you're like, okay, this is exactly what I want to say. Make sure you take a look at who you're sending it to. And even when you send it, go back in your sent folder and take a look at it, because you might be like, oh my God, I was supposed to send it to my friend or whoever. And why did it go over there? That's what the retrograde does. So if you're expecting messages, check your junk folder, check your spam folder. Things happen, messages get lost, and things also start to slow down. So delays, travel delays, delays with things, miscommunication, misunderstandings. This is not the time to start like a brand new relationship during Mercury retrograde, because there's miscommunication, misunderstandings. It can bring intense moments. So it can be like, this isn't going to work, right? This time during the pre-shadow right now is a time to sign contracts. We have other energies involved, which I'm going to talk about. However, in the retrograde officially, really be careful with any new contracts you're signing. Really pay attention to the details. This is the time when you want to work on, situations that you're like, wow, I got to get on that. There's delays. A lot of things happen. Mark your dreams down. Your dreams are going to become more vivid. Any certain projects that you're like, oh, wow, it's been forever. I got to get back on that project. Get those projects or certain things done and over with. Oh, I'm so behind in that. Take advantage of this pre-shadow right now and work on that and get it done. So work with the energy. The energy works with you. Seriously. Seriously, it does. Yeah, there's problems and delays. That's life. Things happen. So as we get closer to the end of this year, it's also even more important to get things more resolved and completed. Even through October, the rest of this month, November and December. This is a year of completion and endings. Take advantage of what you want to resolve. Look back onto the beginning of this year. Look where you're at now. Like, oh my gosh, what did you go through? What happened? What ended? And these are like more major things, like major endings, deaths, like really big beginnings, certain things, crises, all of those things. Look at what you've really been through. What did you learn from it? What did you resolve? If you're still running from things, it's going to haunt you. It's going to come after you. Even this weekend, I have to deal with something, boom, head on. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to get this done and over with, be very happy and go in with a really positive attitude and all of those things. Psych yourself up. Like my appointment today, I'm like, oh my God, Tony, I don't know what to expect. Right? I'm like, Tony, come on. Tony's like, what's the matter with you? But anyways, you know, deal with certain things right now and it will work. Completion, end of the year. This is Universal Mind Year, as I've been talking about. You've really been evolving and growing this year. This has actually been a really spiritual year. Yeah, but Jeni, I had all these problems and all of this stuff. I understand that. We all go through different situations. It's how we look at things. It's how we process things. We all can say things and do things. They're like, oh my gosh, what did I say this? What did I do this? But look at what you really learned. You're really seeing what people support you in a positive way, and you've let go of certain people that aren't working anymore. So, this is the part of you're evolving. Some of you really start evolving in quantum leaps, huge transformational breakthroughs. Don't be hard on yourself. I'm saying, but Jenny, don't be hard on yourself. I do a vision board, as I always talk about, and it's like, okay, I accomplished this and this and this and that. And actually, you know, when I did my vision board, I had certain things down on my vision board that I knew I had to deal with that I didn't want to deal with. So, and I just realized that like a couple of days ago, and I'm like, oh my God, this has been a year. And then I'm like, oh my God, I looked at my vision board and I'm like, but Jenny, you wrote down you wanted to resolve that. You wrote like, and I'm like, oh my God, I did. And things are resolved. But sometimes we have to jump into the fire and transmute our energy and create that rebirth. That's with that snake energy. It's a year of the snake rebirth transformation, shedding the old skin, embracing the new skin. I jump in just to get things done and out of the way, right? It's like going to the dentist. Nobody likes to go to the dentist. So, it's like just get it done, get it over with, get it out of the way, just certain things we have to deal with, right? So you do, it's done. You don't have to deal with that anymore. So as we move into the 25th and the 26th this week, this is the perfect opportunity to sign these contracts, as I mentioned. Any different contracts you guys are looking at, no matter if you're buying a vehicle or a house or like whatever it is, any type of contracts that you're like, wow, I gotta get these signed or whatever. Yes, do it now. Deal with this now. This is the right time. You don't understand it, make sure you have somebody read it to you, get an attorney, a lawyer, or whatever like that. This is goal setting time as well. Like we have a huge, powerful super moon coming in next month. We won't talk about that today, but this is the time to really set new goals for yourself. And you're going to find that you're going to have a lot more like heart conversations, really meaningful conversations. You're going to be facing fears more. So if let's say there's certain people that you're like, oh my God, I gotta talk to this person. I'm a little worried, or whoever it is, you're going to find that you're going to be able to face that a lot better. You're going to feel a lot more comfortable. Speak from your heart, your truth, always. We can have issues with people and misunderstandings. Of course, that's part of life. It's time to open your heart. Let's resolve these things. Let's get these things resolved. You very well could start creating even more stronger bonds with these relationships. It could be a friend, it could be your partner, it could be your business partner, like anybody. So this is the time to take advantage of this because you're really going to feel even more with the Scorpio energy because we're in Scorpio season. You're going to start to feel more passion. You could feel a lot more sensual. Intimacy can start, how you doing, right? Intimacy can start even getting closer. More bonds are clear. More bonds are forming because we have that Mars energy as well. This is how you're even going to feel how your body feels. Listen to your body. Just really see how your body feels right now. This is the time to slow down. As I said, retrogrades, they want you to slow down. You're going to really want to balance things out even more better right now. Speak your truth. We also have this divine feminine energy right now. So you're going to find that your intuition is a lot more stronger. You're going to find that, maybe I'm going to enhance more of my beauty. Maybe I'm going to go for a spa treatment, get my hair done. Maybe I'm going to buy myself some new clothes. Maybe I'm just going to look more feminine. So, we all have that feminine and male side. The feminine side is where you speak from your soul, where those emotions. The male is more about that masculine side. It's like if somebody's walking over me, let's say, or trying to walk over me, I will bring out that dominant in me, like that dominant side in me, where if I'm being a little bit too boisterous, let's say, be like, okay, Jeni, just calm down, right? Speak from your heart, more emotions and stuff like that. So that's why we have this balance, the yin and the yang, the positive and the negative. It's that balance. Bring it into balance. So you might find that's what I'm saying. Wow, I got to bring out this more femininity in me. If it's a male, it could be like, you know what, I need to really balance my emotions more. I need to speak more from my heart, my truth, and such like that. You know, yes, yes, of course. People like to see authenticity. I mean, I'm someone that I look at people and I want to see that authenticity. I really connect with more authentic people and such like that because why be somebody or not, right? It's not going to work. So as we move into the 27th and 28th, happy birthday, Gail, to my friend Gail. I've known Gail. Oh, I'm literally a month older than her. She lived next door to me when we were kids. And, like we're both born. I was born a month earlier than her, and I still know her, of course, and talk to her every now and then. So happy birthday, Gail, if you're listening on the 28th of September. So again, this is time when you want to do more like light activities. 27th, 28th, like maybe you just want to kind of sit back and do, like maybe collect the leaves in your yard or something if it's autumn. Light activities, nothing really, really strenuous. You're going to really see more so how things are coming together a lot better for you. You're going to start to see like more synchronicity now, and really pay attention to where you're getting pulled towards. It's like, wow, I know I want to change this because a lot of people are changing their careers. A lot of people are going through huge, massive transformational breakthroughs this year. As we move towards the end of this year and stuff like that, people are becoming more spiritual. And, maybe some of you are going on like more of a spiritual retreat and so on. So pay attention to that. You could get more inspired during these past couple of days. You could be like, I'm getting really inspired now. I'm going to, decorate my place just by moving things around. Or, boy, I'm really inspired. This person inspires me a lot. Or maybe I'm really going to start working on that project that I put aside for quite some time. Things like that. Really, really pay attention. That creative side, creativity can come in many different ways, like we all have our creativity within us. And sometimes we can feel that, oh my gosh, like we're orange, we're the color orange. There's different frequencies and vibrations in every color. Orange gives you that more self-confidence and so on and so on. Orange, Halloween, right? The pumpkins. Pumpkins. I love pumpkins. Like anything pumpkin spice, I'm all over that. I've really watched my pumpkin spice intake this time, right? I was very, very disappointed when they didn't have those pumpkin spice cupcakes. Oh my gosh, but I'm like, you know what? It's a real blessing. It's a real blessing, right? So pumpkin spice, I'm all in. Pumpkin's actually really good for you, you know. Like I'm not saying like pumpkin spice and all of these sugary things, no, but pumpkin actually is really good for your health and also for your animals too and such like that. But always check with your vet too, and such like that. So now as we are moving in the 29th and 30th, we have Mercury entering Sagittarius. Sagittarius can be more drawn to even more spiritual aspects as well. It can be like, wow, I want to start learning more. I'm actually seeing a lot of people like picking up a book and learning more about something spiritual. It could be spiritual, a religion, a culture. You're going to feel a lot more inspired and such like that. It's very creative time, even moving into that energy. You're going to feel more adventurous. You could be like, let's just go on a road trip or let's just go out, in touch with nature for the day. Let's book that. Let's book that flight. Let's book that vacation. Even my friend Tony, actually, I said, Tony, like I've got something going on that could happen here towards the third week of November. And it's, I got to drive out of the city and stuff like that. And he says, "Where are you going?" And I told him, goes, "Oh my God, I love that place. I'll go with you." And I'm like, "Yes." So I told him what I was doing. He's like, "Oh my God." Right. I'm not going to talk about what I'm doing because until that actually happens, right? Stay in the now. Mercury retrograde can also make things change, like sudden plans change, right? So go with the flow, go with the flow. So far, that's what I'm looking at realistically, but that all could change. And when certain changes happen, that you're like, this is what I had planned on that, and then it changes suddenly, it very well could be for your higher self and highest good. Like if my plan has to change, let's say, I will know, you know what? Thank you, Spirit, for showing me that. Maybe that just wasn't the right place to go, right? Or like for whatever reason. So really pay attention to that as well. You're going to be more intuitive as I mentioned. And you're also going to be like, I don't want to be restricted anymore. I'm tired of having limitations with this and that. So you're going to want to resolve certain restrictions and limitations. You're going to be like, what's stopping me? Like, really take a look at what is stopping you from moving forward. You always have to set goals, as I always mention, short term, long term, and stuff like that. Long term goals take time. This thing, if I go on with my friend, and that's taken me a long time. That's not just a last minute thing, right? But so certain things really plan, reset your vision boards and all of those things and goals. You can change in any given second any of your goals and manifest and so on and so on. So you're going to start trusting your direction even more. So it's like your intuition, like even my intuition told me go that direction, do this and that. And it's like, wow, that I'm glad I really listened to my intuition. I wasn't sure or whatever, but you got to watch that too, because the more you overthink, you're not going to see clarity. Surrender it. Or you can book a reading with me. I'm clairvoyant. I can give you insights and such like that, what I see as well. So what's happened in October 31st, you guys? I'm actually hearing Gemini Leo energy. There could be like a really big opportunity for you then too that day, by the way. I used to do like zodiac predictions in my cosmic vibes, but I haven't been getting certain feedbacks and stuff like that, so I just dropped it. So this is the time when you can have fun and go Halloweening. If there's certain people, maybe some of you guys have been to a Halloween party already. No, Halloween's fun. I like seeing the kids and what costumes they're wearing and so on and so on like that as well. So have fun, you guys, but just really take caution on the 31st as well. Some of you guys might just get really tired. Some of you guys listen to your intuition. If something's telling you, I don't know, listen to that. Like really listen to that. So there's can be certain things that could happen during that time. And you might even find that you're going to get triggered a little bit more emotionally with family issues. We have that Chiron energy, but October 31st and even the 1st of November, it very well could trigger old family wounds from childhood, bringing up into your current events even now. So it's really important to reflect off of that here because you're going to be seeing a lot of things of how and who you gave your power to, how you lost your power. So this is the time, as I mentioned, to reset. You're going to be like, you know what, I can't have this person overtake my power anymore. I can't do it anymore. So you're going to see that even more and more and more because you're still healing as well from certain, old family memories, situations, and so on. So just be a little bit gentle with yourself during this time. You know, that Chiron energy will go, till the end of this year as well. So you get triggered, and as holidays are coming up, we can get triggered with people that have passed on or just different memories and so on and so on and so on. So just take it easy. You know what I mean? So let's just pull a couple of cards, shall we? I don't use cards in my readings at all. I'm clairvoyant psychic medium. But YouTube here, we're talking about the collective, what messages are for you. So my friend Tony, actually, when he came over this morning, he said, you know, Jenny, when we were in that store years ago, 20 years ago, he says, you know, I bought a deck of cards. I've never used them. They've been in my truck. And I'm like, what? So he gave them to me. Here they are. Gems by Bianca Luna Oracle. Look at that. So these are crystals and gems. And I'm like, oh, wow. And it was so cool. So I gave him a shuffle. Make sure you guys clear your cards as well before using them. So it clears out your energy and it clears out the stuckness as well. If not, you just bring your energy over. And I cleared the cards and I shuffled one and boom, a card fell out. And I'm like, oh my God, yes, I'm going to go wear that. I'm going to get that because of my appointment. I was really nervous this morning, by the way. And I'm like, oh my God, I got to be grounded. So interestingly enough, the crystal that fell out is like red jasper. And I'm like, oh, yes, I'm going to go put that on. So this is why I have this on. So make sure that when you guys are getting, let's say, different decks of cards and stuff, go by what resonates with you or what you're pulled towards and such. I mean, I love my crystals for those of you who know, right? So let's find out what messages are from the crystal world to you. What messages are from the crystal world, land of the crystals, from the 25th to the 31st of October? How many of you joined me from my live reading on the 24th? How many of you were there on YouTube with me? How many of you guys are there? How many of you guys are going to join me on the next one? I'm going to be there. I don't know the date yet, but I do mention it in my YouTube videos. So the only way you're going to find out when I'm going live is to pay attention to my YouTube videos when I mention it in my Cosmic Vibes video. So here, too many cards are falling out. What's the message from the 25th to the 31st? Oh, Rose Quartz. What a perfect card. I don't have any here by me, but I do have Rose Quartz. Nope, not wearing any. Okay, so Rose Quartz is a help you. It's pinkish white, clear crystal. Rose Quartz helps you open your heart. You know, especially if some of you guys are kind of struggling to speak from your heart, or, you know, you're going through things. Maybe you want to bring up more of your femininity and stuff like that. Wear a pink Rose Quartz. You know, I will be wearing that 100% this weekend when I have to deal with something, right? So utilize the crystals because they will work with you. They will, believe me. Even the person when I went this morning to my appointment, it's kind of looking at me like, you know, you're different. I mean, I mean, I could read her mind. I read people's minds, but I didn't say anything. I just be myself. You got to be yourself always. Just be authentic. You know what I mean? Always be yourself 100%. Why would you not be? Right? Of course. Okay, so let's have a little chat with Ancestor Spirit by Jade Sky. Look at that. Fire and transmutation, rebirth, year of the snake. So I'm putting classes together as well, you guys. You know, I've been working on it a little bit here, and there. You know, they're not going to be up and going until 2026. I was going to actually work on it on a different system, but not during Mercury retrograde. Not a chance in hell. No, 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 no. So, what is the message? 25th to the 31st. Message from the 25th to the 31st. 25th to the 31st of October. Enjoy music, instrument, sound, tone. Music is very healing, very healing. You know, if you take a look at, let's say if you're kind of stressed or you're just like, wow. Have you noticed that if you turn on some more quiet music or just some music that has a really different frequency, you're going to start calming down, right? You know, music can definitely raise your vibrational frequency as well, depending what you're listening to. Maybe some of you are like, I'm really inspired, Jeni, with this week with inspiration. I'm going to sign up and take guitar lessons, let's say, or piano lessons or something. Maybe I'm going to book and go see a concert. Music is very healing. That was a fly, sorry. Music is very healing for you. I mean, I love music. I have Spotify, and I download a lot. I have, when I had bought my car, I'm like, I want a CD player in my car. Like, I got to listen to my CDs and stuff. And they said, well, you have Apple Play in the car. And I didn't understand that then. Oh my God, I love it. I love it. Right? It's like Spotify, boom, Apple Play, there you go. Apple CarPlay, boom, there it goes. I have so much music. I love it. I love it. I chant and stuff. And I have all kinds of music from Frank Sinatra to AC/DC, from listening to chanting curtain to meditation music, like all different types of music. So when I go on, I plug in my Apple CarPlay, I just push shuffle on my Spotify. And, when I push shuffle, a variety of music comes up. Yesterday, it was like Frank Sinatra, you know, he's got that vibe, right? He actually had a lot of King Charles Cavalier Spaniels, Frank Sinatra. He had a lot of them, a lot of them. So, I love my Cavaliers. October 25th. Oh, let's look at the deck here. We're going to have a chat with Ascended Masters by Doreen Virtue, by the way. It's a message from the Ascended Masters, October 25th to the 31st. I've already cleansed and cleared all of these decks before I started this too, by the way. 25th to the 31st. Message. 25th to the 31st of October. Work your magic. Manifest. This is the time when you're going to want to, like revamp things. I said you're going to get more creative and inspired. Work it. Manifesting has happened so quick now, very quickly. Work that magic of yours. We all have abilities and skill sets and wisdom and knowledge and talent and such like that. Work, be who you are. Utilize that energy. Really utilize that energy. So now, how many of you have subscribed to my channel? How many of you guys have done that? How many of you are following me on Instagram? If you want to book a reading, soulworkwithjeni.com. Let me know. So how many of you guys are working with these energies? How many of you are finding these videos helpful and so on? So prepare for Mercury retrograde. Get stuff done now, you guys. Get it done and over with. So until again.